Through the generous contribution of Dr. Lewis's family, we're very fortunate to be able to share with you these timeless recordings of Dr. M. W. Lewis, a self-realized American yogi. Dr. Lewis was Paramahansa Yogananda's first American disciple and dearest personal friend. The wisdom Dr. Lewis imparts through these teachings will give you a dynamic and practical insight into the ancient science of yoga as taught by Paramahansa Yogananda. This lecture's title is Banish Bad Habits and was delivered in San Diego, California on June 15, 1958.
The subject this morning, Banish Bad Habits. Banish bad habits. The Bhagavad Gita, as I have said, speaks about a historical war between two families, the Kurus and the Pandavas. But in reality, it is a perfect description of the psychological battle that goes on in every devotee. Whether he is to follow the mental tendencies which lead to the formation of bad habits. When I mean bad habits, because those things of the mind and following mental tendencies will give us those things, are transient and pass away. While those things of the discriminative tendencies are based on the judgment of the wisdom of the soul, they take us back to God, therefore they are permanent, and if we follow those tendencies, we lay up within us good habits. It is as simple as that, although the battle is very intricate. And we all know from experience how darkening these mental tendencies can be, and how hard it is sometimes to be rid of bad habits. And so remember this one thing: following the mental tendencies will help you to lay up undesirable or bad habits. Following the discriminative tendencies, or those tendencies based on the wisdom of your soul, will help me to lay up good habits, and which will stand us in good stead. Now, our master has spoken about habits this way. He says, habits are automatic mental machines installed to exercise economy in the use of will during the performance of action. For instance, take the illustration of walking. If you had to think every time you took a step, just to take that step, we wouldn't get very far. Or any work, ordinary work which you do in daily activity. If you had to think it out, it would be quite depressing to carry those things into action. But through the power of habit, we can do those things automatically, and therefore we save on willpower. It is an economy of willpower. Take, for instance, if one is subject to certain diseases like multiple sclerosis comes to my mind, and if you've ever seen a person so unfortunate as to have that, they have to think each step they take. Why? Because the automatic habit of walking, the apparatus is interfered with, and that habit does not take place. So everything has to be done through willpower. And so you can see that habits are good. They save us lots of time and trouble, and especially when we apply them to the psychological battle going within us. It is wonderful, because through the power of habit, when we once get over the hump, so to speak, and turn from outward things, evil things, things of mind, to those things of the soul, then those good habits stand us in good stead, just as they stand us the other way when we follow the evil habits. But the thing is to change over, and that in itself is quite a battle. And so realize that the power of habit is supreme in life. They do, that is, habits influence us automatically to do what we are accustomed to do. That's the important thing to remember in the power of habit. The power of habit is supreme. Therefore, we must watch out what our habits are, because we do automatically the things we are accustomed to do. Now, if you are accustomed to meditate and to follow God and to meet with those people who do likewise, then you'll automatically do it. It'll be natural for you to do it because you're accustomed to it. While on the other hand, if you follow those things which take you away from spirit and meet and mix with those people, you'll automatically do it. You're an automaton to habit. That's why it's supreme. And following those things, you'll be taken away from spirit. Why? Because you're accustomed to do it. So that's what the power of habit is. We must never forget this. We think we do independent action, but we do not do it. You start out in the morning and say, now today I'm going to do just as I please. Just as I please. I'm boss here, but you're not. You'll do just what these habits within you and these latent tendencies will tell you to do. You go down the street and you pass the bakery and you see a nice big chocolate cake. The chances are 100 to 1, I'll bet, that you get that chocolate cake, and you know better. So realize that the power of habit is supreme. Now take, for instance, the case of anger. We must be very careful, because everything we do, whether it's the action we perform or the thoughts we think or the emotions which we entertain within ourselves, they lay up within us these tendencies. And if we keep on